So, Nerd Castle, we need to have a discussion right now. Apparently, we have ourselves all of the things we need in order to make a motor. I was looking at the recipes in between. The motor is implemented. I looked it up on YouTube to see if there's anybody else who had it in their videos. And here it is. So, I'm going to do this piece by piece just so people that want to know how to build the engine can build it. The engine's actually not that difficult. You need the 4 parts. So, you need the engine. You need yourself a duct tape. You need yourself a propeller, which is, I see less propellers than anything else. You need yourself the fuel tank. You need 1 stick. And then after that, I think you should be like ready to roll, right? Or am I missing something right now? Oh, it's the carburetor. Where's the carburetor at? There we go. And so now that we have this right here, bam, boat motor. Now, I don't know what we can attach this to. It says it can be attached to rafts. And so, well, here, hold on. You guys, stuff all over the place. So we're going to have to play around with this for a little bit, but if we can become mechanized, that would be really, really nice because it'll make it a lot easier for me to get around. It'll make cuts less necessary. It'll make it so that we can jet in between islands real fast. Now, I don't know if this is like a roughly, it's like a finger quote motor, like it's not that good of a boat motor, or if it's actually like a real motor like you put on the back of like a Mastercraft or whatever. If it is the latter, then we should be flying around here in a little. Did you see that crab just fly by? Can I throw crabs? I had no idea you could even... Is he okay? Oh, he's alive. Come on, crab. This is pretty awesome. He's like, wee! It's like playing with your kid. You know, you wave him around in the air. I don't know. My dad and my uncles, when I was little, like I remember this when I was 5 or 6 years old, they used to take me and throw me up in the air super high and they'd catch me. It seems really dangerous at this point in life. But when I was a kid, I thought it was a lot of fun. It was probably the most thrilling thing ever for a baby. Let's see here. Put this over on this side. That might be one of my first memories. Like, you know how everybody, like, what is the first memory that you can recall back in the day? It's either that one or it's a very, very Freudian memory. It's a Freudian memory that everybody will laugh at. But anyways, it's either that one. I remember being really, really little, like barely knee high, and my uncles and my dad throwing me up in the air. Like, it felt like it was super high, but then again, I was super little. So honestly, it might not have been that. Oh, all this stuff's in my inventory. I was like, where did all the motor parts go? No. Anyways, let's go ahead and... How hungry am I right now? On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm at like a 2, okay? Well, since our character's pretty hungry, I should probably feed... Let's build the motor first. He can eat after he finishes his day's work. I'm a taskmaster like that. Like, when you finish your work. Did you finish your work yet? So if I put the... Can the motor go on in the water, or does it only go on to the foundation raft type? I think it might only go on to the other raft. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I wish it attached to that one, though. I like the old raft model that they had, the one with the little, like, passenger cabin inside of it. Essentially, the way that it works is some of these rafts, they have, like, a ceiling to them. They have, like, a little roof that's held up by a support on the back, and on top of it, it'll have a rain catch so that you can catch fresh water that goes down into a bag that's at the bottom of the boat. And then it also acts as a shade. You can zip it up and get inside of it so that if it's cold, you can get inside and at least it'll hold in a little warmth. Or B, do I have any item right now that will allow me to basically... open up a coconut or something? It looks like I don't. Let me do that. Alright, we'll find ourselves... Yeah, a pocket knife will work for right now. Yeah, that'll do it. I'm actually going to find potato plants because you should be using your sustainable resources first. So, potato plants regrow very, very quickly. So, if you need food, I would go after the potato plants. I should be taking lashings off all those bushes right now, too. But I never do. Like, essentially, you need to harvest them like you're a farmer or whatever every now and again to make sure that you have tons and tons of stuff when the need arises. However, as the game stands right now, you don't actually need that much stuff. I'm wondering if there's like a 2 potato limit on each island. Because it's very, very rare that I see much more than 2 potato plants on any island. It's occurred enough times to where there's always like 2 potato plants that I'm starting to think that that might be the integer that's assigned. Like, it always spawns 2 potato plants somewhere on your island. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a third anywhere. Well, let's eat these real fast. I don't know how much that's going to help us out. I think like every 3 or 4 that you eat, it gives you 1 pip of health. So anyways, that's what those are called right there, those little bars. I guess you could call them bars if you want to as well, but most like little meters. I don't know, like how many pips is it until we're done? Like little things that open and close. That's the word I use anyways. Looks like that potato plant's already on its way back in. How's that knife doing? Is it holding together? Alright, well if we got a little bit of time left, what I'm going to do before I build the motor, and I know you guys are sitting there like bouncing in your seats to see this motor, unless you've gone and watched it with somebody else, and in that case, you cheaterson. Well then, I'm just joking. You can see it one more time here with Splattercat. Let me drink out of this coconut real fast. Take the knife and bust this thing open. Should be pretty quick. I don't know. I've got so many of these knives, I don't even care if I go through them anymore. We picked up like 5 pocket knives in the previous episode, so I'm not even concerned about it. Alright, that'll do. That's good enough health for right now. That'll do, coconut. That'll do. Let's go back over here. We got to build ourselves a raft real fast, which means that I need to find myself a hammer. A hammer with which to craft my raft. Let's see here. For craft dinner. Let's see. Hammer. Hammer. There you are. Alright, so now that we got our hammer, we're going to bring this back over here. This is going to be so bitchin'. I'm really, really excited about this. This is probably going to be like one of my favorite things that ever happens in this series. We're going to have to play around with the boat a whole bunch in this episode. Alright, so we'll put that right there. Now if we could get the boat up and running, we just have to find like a Bon Jovi tape around somewhere, and then we'll be good. We'll be ready to go out on the ocean. So let me see how this works right here. Does it go on a specific side, or can you put it on any side? You can put it on any side. I'm going to put it right here. That seems good. How full up is it right now? Is it... Oh, shit. Okay, so how does this work? Okay, so that turns it off and on. Basically, you gotta click on it. I'm trying to get used to this right now, but I'm having no idea how I'm actually gonna make this work. So I need my compass first before we go anywhere else, because I want to go back to the 110 East Island. So let me take this raft, and actually if I can still drag it, that's what I'm going to do. We'll beach it right over here, and then there's a jerry can back on the other island, so that if we run out of fuel, I can refill this thing. Hopefully it's the sort of... I hope we can find like 3 or 4 fuel cans before we... Hey. How come you're not working right now? There we go. That's what I wanted. I need you all to come back over here, because that's the island we want to go to. And I can't guarantee that once we get going, I'm going to be able to take out my compass while we're on this thing. So once we're moving, we might be stuck that way. There we go. So let me put this right here. This really feels like unsafe in a number of ways. This seems like it's an explosion waiting to happen. I'm not going to complain about it for right now. But there it is. Let's jump up on our raft. I think I left an axe on the other island, but I should probably bring a cutting tool with me that's not about to break in case something goes wrong and we lose our island, or we end up stuck like lost to the waves of time for right now. Oh good, there's a storm rolling in. If it gets foggy, I'm going to be upset. I mean, I can still do my bearings. It'll be fine. It's not that big of a deal, but still. Give me a crude axe for right now. That's all that I really want. We'll bring that along with us. Yeah, there it is. So, cutting 110 from over here would be fine, but I'm not going to take any chances with it. I'll come back once the thunderstorm's over, and then I'm going to play with the raft and see if I can figure out how to control it. Okay, everybody, we're back here. I figured out how the raft works. It essentially just controls with WASD. Like, seriously, that easy. You can turn around as much as you want while you're in the saddle right here. And essentially, our raft has a saddle, by the way. I felt like it made it classier. Unfortunately, getting up onto the raft is actually pretty difficult once you put the motor on it, so be careful about that. Essentially, the climbing animation, I don't know, it doesn't want to go through on certain sides of the raft. So, if we're trying to get our way out to 110 East, it's going to be that island right there. Let's go ahead and flip this thing on. You just do that by clicking. I had to put my headphones back on. I don't know, I took them off during the thunderstorm. It started to annoy me. There we go. How much faster can we get around with these things? Oh, wow, this is actually pretty damn fast. Yeah, get that little two-stroke going. Let's get on out here. Forget you, sharks. Oh, you have no chance now. Oh, this is the stuff right here. I'm pretty excited. Yeah, buddy. Oh, our life just got so much easier, and I'm so happy about it. I got so tired of paddling around in this game. So tired. So very tired. Now, if this thing runs out of... I mean, if it runs out of gas before we, like, get here and back, I'll be a little disappointed. But you'd figure a little two-stroke wouldn't need that much gas to get around. I don't know what stroke this motor is. We got it out of a big-ass ship, so maybe it's not a two-stroke. Either way, though, it's going to allow us to, like, avoid making cuts, which is a big deal to me, simply based on the fact that, like, I hate making them every 5 seconds because we got to go in between islands and then get a fog bank or, like, a thunderstorm or something else that keeps me from being able to complete whatever the duty is that I'm trying to complete. So, God, that got us here super fast. This got us here, like, offensively fast by comparison to the other stuff. So since it's morning, or is it evening right now? It doesn't matter. We've got a bed on this island, so it should all work out. I think we hit every single one of these ships over here, so that should be fine. Let's see if maybe... let's see right there. Okay, so we got him. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this up to shore. I wish that I had some way of knowing, like, how much fuel I had remaining. That's the only part that I'm kind of a little bit suspect about, but we'll tow this on back into the harbor, or our safe port in the storm, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that's demonstrably better than everything else we've been using lately. I've never liked the word demonstrably because it has both the word demon and monster, and it feels like a very heretical word. Seems like the sort of word that, you know, you could get taken in front of the emperor and executed for. I don't know. Lots of stuff still over here that I need to ferry back and forth in between the islands. However, so long as that's right there, we can actually get back and forth pretty quickly, so I'm not even going to worry about it. This is going to make our looting quite a bit easier. I think that from here on out we should have smooth sailing, or I guess smooth motorboating, I guess, Giggity. So let's go ahead and jump ourselves on into bed right now. That'll sleep us until the next morning. We'll have to go find some coconuts. We'll get ourselves refueled. And from there on out, oh man, it's going to rain again? Damn it. So many rainstorms lately, like seriously. Like, the game rains so much, and the problem with the rain is that a fog bank comes in every single time that it rains, and you can't get anything done. So essentially, you just, like, sit around wasting your time 10 minutes at a time. It's, like, seriously, whenever it starts raining, I leave the room, and I just go do something else. I stop the recording. Even when I'm playing by myself, I just, like, stop and go do something else, unless I'm, like, actively chopping trees or something over here. I guess that's what we could do till it goes away. It's not necessarily the most thrilling gameplay, but hey, it's something that needs to get done so that we can finish our super awesome house back at the original island. I'm going to try and bring my compass with me from now on because pretty soon we're going to have to make double jumps out to get like to anything else useful. But for right now, I think that chopping this stuff up and getting it ready for carriage across there, ready for dryage or whatever you want to call it. I learned that word. It's because like somebody I know got a job with a dryage company. You know what dryage is? It's like short-term shipping, I guess, or like short-distance shipping. Essentially, so the company anyways that they work for, it allows the wineries in Napa to move their wine to like random warehouses for like Rayleigh's and Lucky's and Walmart and all those sorts of things throughout the state, but they don't go interstate, so they don't take things over to like Nevada, for example, or they don't like fly things to Hawaii. So dryage, I guess, is like short-range shipping, and they specialize in wine, so they have specially refrigerated trucks and things like that that are for the various different wine brands and things of that nature. Kind of a cool job. Pretty sweet. Get to hang out in a cubicle all day. Seems to be a very family-oriented place. If you can find a job like that, I definitely recommend trying to get into it. I mean, I know it's harder said than done. Like, family-owned businesses, at least the ones that I've worked for, have always been better than working for, like, major chains. Because there's, like, instant accountability. Like, most human beings that run a company care a lot more than some, like, middle manager that's been thrown into a place and is just trying to, like, move up the chain. Let's grab all of these sticks. Okay. Probably move these over into a stack over here somewhere just so they're useful later on. And this basically is going to make my life a lot easier. This will probably cut down on my travel times by... How long did that take us? That probably took us 20 seconds to get in between islands. It didn't take long at all. Like, we got over here with a quickness, so excited about it. Very, very excited about it. The opportunities that this opens up for us are not at all limited in any way. I mean, it's pretty much a universal upgrade for us right now, so I'm really, really excited about being able to use it. I didn't even know the motor was implemented. That's the other half of it that really, really sort of surprised me, is that I thought the motor wasn't in the game right now. From what they're saying on the forums, it seems as though on the forums there's like a number of people who think the boat has not been implemented, and they keep posting about it. And so honestly, it's like one of those things where it's the reason why you have to be careful on wikis as well, because anybody can edit them and like mess up the information, and at that point find yourself hosed. Come on, tree trunk, get out of here. Like, realistically, trees don't carry much in their trunks. I don't know why I'm stammering right now, but I am. It's probably because I'm over-caffeinated at the moment. I woke up a little bit ago, and like, usually what I do is I'll do like a test run for my commentary before I start all my episodes work for the day. And depending on how sluggish I'm feeling, I'll caffeinate appropriately. And I think I over-caffeinated today. I'm feeling a little bit jumpy and iffy. I don't know. It's not feeling so good right now. Like one of those days where you just kind of like wake up feeling off, and you're like, I hope I'm not coming down with something. Everybody I know has been taking a lot of echinacea and like ridiculous amounts of like vitamin formulas and stuff because it is that season right now. Go through the supermarket and all you can hear is people like hacking, coughing, and wheezing. You're just like holding your breath all the way to like the laundry aisle to get your detergent. You're like, just like holding your breath for as long as you can while you walk by people. It's not going to save you. It's not going to save you. The dispersal of pathogens appears to be far too good for a simple holding of breath to save you. I really wish this thunderstorm would go away so I could deep dive some wrecks. It would make me happier. That is for certain. That's the whole point in this episode. I wanted to motorboat on over here and then go out and swim around with some wrecks and like get some stuff done. And unfortunately, these thunderstorms just keep ruining everything, so I guess I'll come back. Alright, so we're back now. That's pretty decent. I mean, that took forever. Like, seriously, there's probably about 25 minutes of me just sitting in the rain in between episodes. And that doesn't leave us with a ton of time. I mean, we got a bed, so it's not that big of a deal. But still, it doesn't leave us with loads and loads of time to find bubbles out here. So, we already researched those wrecks. We got that wreck done. There's got to be some bubbles around here. There's a shark over there. I thought the sharks look distinctively like bubbles every now and again. Or not distinctively like bubbles, but sort of like bubbles. I guess what we'll do for right now, you can see my wood pile has grown quite a bit larger since the last time I was here. That's due to the fact that there was nothing else to do. I just sat around chopping down trees. Looks like there's a little wreck right there, but it's not spitting up bubbles, so I'm not sure if it's going to be anything useful. Let me see. If you're wondering why I'm jumping, it's because it's easier. Oh, it's a leaf. I was like, what's flying through the sky right there? It's a leaf. Alright. It actually doesn't look like there's much else here. So, what we may want to do at this point, let's go down and we'll check the bottom of this wreck right here. And maybe as we get a little bit further out, it's late enough into the day, too, to where the bubbles should be a little bit easier to see against the skyline. But if we already hit everything, we already hit everything. That's just the way she goes sometimes. There's one right there. That's got a flare inside of it. You gotta have your 20 pieces of flare, I suppose. You know, TGI Fridays got rid of flare because of Office Space. Like, it was because of that movie that they got rid of it. I always thought it was dumb anyways. You could tell it was like the kind of thing that like some places still do it, I think. But every now and again, it's mandatory fun. There's something about mandatory fun that's just totalitarian towards employees and they just resist it as much as they can. Mandatory fun. Looks like there's something right there for us maybe. Yeah, something isolated from some of these other wrecks. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. I probably could have known. I probably could have dove for this one earlier on in the episode had I noticed it. Just because it's sticking out of the water there pretty. I should have noticed it from those other wrecks too. It's one of those things that, you bastard, you're going to mess with me this whole time, aren't you? Alright, Sharky. I will kill you. Don't think for a moment that I will not hesitate to axe you directly to your face what you want. So this ship model is one that I am unfamiliar with. It looks a little bit more rotted than some of the previous models. You want to be careful as we go through here, I guess. Just kind of like keep an eye out for things that I'm not familiar with. Ah, another axe. Good. Happy about that. Very, very get out of here. Go away. I hate you and I want you to die horribly. It's not anything to do with you. It's mostly just due to the fact that you're kind of like a vampire to me. You require my death in order to sustain yourself. Or at least the removal of large bits of myself. And I like every single bit of myself. There are some things that I would change slightly, but very few that I would omit. Let's see here. I'm gonna get him when he comes back in. He's trying to be brave right now, but Come on, die already. Die. I command you, die. By all the powers of the spheres, I command you to fall. There we go, he's at the bottom of the ocean. So I'll get him in just a second. Let's get our air back here. Not sure what to watch out for in this. Actually, no, I think I've seen this building before. If we could make a separate motor, I'd love to make multiple boats. That seems like it'd be a decent plan. I'm losing food right now, too. Okay, well, let's just get some oxygen first. I think sickness in this game is triggered by being underwater too much. I wouldn't quote me on it, but I've noticed that when I'm underwater a lot, I tend to get sick. Maybe I'm just, like, confusing correlation and causation. That's always a possibility. Do all of these open, or do only a couple of these open? Only one of them opens. Okay. Let's go back up for air. There's a locker over there behind the door that I missed as well. In that age-old hiding place for serial killers, behind the door. Watch, every single horror movie with a machete-wielding psychopath, he hides behind the door every single time. And nobody ever checks. We're full up on stuff. Okay, oh, another compass. Yeah, I'll take multiples just in case one of them vanishes. I've heard that one of these rooms is bugged on like one of the... Maybe it's not. I don't know. I'm so terrified. I've lost so many characters now to getting stuck in like clipping planes and stuff like that that I'm paranoid as hell about it. Super, super paranoid about it. We got a couple minutes left in the episode. I'm going to try and run this stuff back. We'll add it to our pile in between episodes. I don't know. I might just try and see how far the motorboat can take us before we run out of gas with it. It's got a little tiny fuel tank. It looks like it only holds maybe 1.5 gallons, 2 gallons. But it's a small motor too, so I'd figure we get at least like an hour's worth of... Maybe? Nah, I don't know. I'm trying to do the math for gas efficiency in my head right now. And maybe we wouldn't. Maybe we're not going to get a whole lot of mileage out of it. I'm terrified about using it too much until we find a few more jerry cans, that's for sure. So I'd like to have a few more of those before we go anywhere else. Let's drop these sticks off. Oh, that's why I'm full up. I'm carrying around a big old stack full of sticks. That's unfortunate. Alright, we'll add that to the pile. A couple of flares. Don't really need them for anything. Don't really need my compass either. And then we'll get right back out here and get to exploring, because that was the point of this in the last couple episodes. I'd like to do a tad more exploring in the next episode, and I do think the fact that we have beds, we have a motor, is going to limit the amount of stress that goes into creating these episodes from now on. And in fact, I don't know. If we have to reset our save, I may start out now with the motorboat already made, just because it makes my life so much easier as a YouTuber. Like, seriously, it really does. It's not that I'm lazy, it's just that it makes it a lot easier. Let's see here. Is there anything on the front end of the ship? Any toolbox? Is there anything else of use? Doesn't look like it. You should always, like, sweep around with your cursor in here, though, and see if it triggers anything, because there might be. Let's check the front end of the boat right here. I'm going to try and get down through there. We have no oxygen tanks yet, do we? I'm pretty sure we haven't found any oxygen tanks at this point in the game. I don't think I see anything up in there, so I'm not going to bother with it. Let's head back up to the surface just to make sure that we don't drown. A little bit of food time left. I should probably go consume some stuff, but I can do that in between episodes. It's not that big of a deal. On this side, we got buckets of water. Is there anything else on the front end of this? Hey, what's up, little archer fish? How's it going? Oh, I feel strange. Oh, no. What just happened? I feel... Oh, God! Got, like, turbo acne, and me without my proactive. That's not good. I think I got stung by an urchin or something. I think I remember reading about this. I don't know if you need antibiotics or what you need in order to fix this. I think antibiotics help with sickness. This is, however, going to cause... Ew, that's awful looking. And I'd be picking at it, too. That's just me. I'd be like, ooh, look, things that pop. I don't know why that's such an entertaining feature of random buboes and things that grow on your body, but for whatever reason, it's a morbid fascination. A morbid fascination. Don't look that up, by the way. There are some horrible YouTube videos on that subject. You'd be like, oh, God! Somebody in my office back when I used to work got me with one of those where it was just like this big thing on this guy's back that they were extracting fluids from. And I was like, oh, dude, you sick bastard. Why would you do that? Why would you do that to me? So does antibiotics do it, or does a bandage do it? I'm not really sure what'll fix this. I'm a little bit lost right now. I'm going to leave it alone for the time being, and let's just go focus on getting food, I guess. We've got a bunch of random... Where's our axe? Okay, so I'm going to need you. It's a bunch of coconuts over here, and this will probably be one of the last things we do during the course of the episode. Just feed ourselves real fast. Shove some food in our face. You don't even have to eat politely anymore because we're out in the middle of a desert island. Not really a desert island. Well, I guess it would count as desert because it has to do with like the amount of rainfall you get. I mean, it rains a lot here. I'm thinking it's more tropical than anything else. It's been raining non-stop the last couple times I've gone out to like record the game, so let me go ahead and throw that in my mouth real quick. And we need probably like 2 more coconuts to bust open, then we'll be done. So anyways, my name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Stranded Deep. I look forward to seeing you all in future episodes. It's a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying this game, even more so now that we have ourselves a lovely little motor. I will see you all in the next episode. Take care out there, everybody, and hi-do.